Navigating through cities in a vehicle is a common task in many open-world games. As this example should show you, the wayfinding aids chosen for navigating towards some goal often aren't ideal. In this case, the primary wayfinding aid involves displaying the path to the player's destination on the minimap. This creates a problem where the player must divide their attention between navigating the streets ahead of them and checking the minimap to follow the optimal route to their goal. With our project, we wanted to explore wayfinding aids that can be naturally integrated into the game's environment, avoiding the problem of having to split the player's attention. To speed up certain parts of development, we based our project on Aquario Kart, a racing game created in the previous semester. We put together a new level with a more open-ended design, removed all the racing game bits, updated some parts of the UI, and implemented the following two wayfinding methods. The first is wind-assisted navigation. Here the direction of the wind indicates the recommended direction of travel immediately ahead on the player's route. The wind is visualized through falling autumn leaves that are pushed around based on the wind's direction. The second wayfinding cue uses audio. Similar to the wind, directional bird chirps inform the player of any upcoming turns. To help distinguish between bird chirps pointing directly ahead or behind, sounds pointing backwards are limited to still also point to one side, indicating a need to turn around. In our user study, participants were tasked with following a predetermined route, once guided by the wind, the other time by audio cues. The route for both tests is the same, except for being reversed between the two tests. This allows us to compare completion times while keeping the route feeling somewhat fresh between runs. Our survey asked participants some general questions about their experience with racing games and input methods, followed by a selection of questions from the System Usability Scale and NASA TLX for each of the two wayfinding aids. Participants were also tasked with drawing the route they thought they had taken on a map. Overall, the results from our 9 participants showed a clear preference for the wind-based wayfinding aid. Participants were significantly more successful in following the path with this system, generally reaching the goal in around 60% of the time. Overall, feedback for the visual aid was quite positive, with the main suggestion being to make the leaf particles follow the path directly, rather than indicating the direction of movement at a point ahead of the player's position. The auditory aid was criticized for pretty much everything it did, such as the sounds chosen, sound frequency, sound variety, and the sense of directionality. As for the routes that were drawn, several participants did come close to drawing the intended route, with others seemingly drawing some unintended shortcuts or not remembering the route they had taken. This project was created by Felix, Ting, Oleksandr, Mark, and Min-Shan, with the latter two having worked together with Oliver on the original Aquario Kart project.